Hey, for lifers, how's it going? We're back 2 days in a row with another kind of what do I want to say, like storage room, pig storage room review. So figures that I've had in storage unopened for a while. Thanks to everyone who's already here. Uh, Regulars, Rusty Mechanic, McLeater G, Prince and Phalanx, Kumel. So as always, we're doing Q&As with the Q&A function in the live chat. So if you want to ask a question, I'll stop during the various breaks of transformation and so forth to answer those questions. It makes it easier for me. Also, I started a poll as well down there asking which MP or masterpiece skids is going to be your um, masterpiece skids, essentially. So right now, the only two out are this one and the X Transbots one, which I will show in a bit. But there may be some others. I don't think any others that I know of have been announced, but in any case, go ahead and use those. I appreciate that. And let's get into the review itself. So very quickly, the box itself is very standard car box from the Masterpiece line. You can see the alt mode and robot mode nicely photographed on the front. The long life design, I don't know why they really feel the need to keep doing that, but whatever. And then, yeah, pretty standard here, alt mode, robot mode. On the bottom, it is officially licensed Honda, and I think it's called a Honda City or something like that. I don't know. It's a weird car that never came out, I don't think, in the US. But as you can see here on the back, you can see him next to some of his Carbot brethren and all the different accessories and instructions and playability features that come with this guy. So that's it for this box. Really quickly, this box also came. He also came in this box, which is kind of the sleeve, the kind of a US release version. But they put this on where you can have English around it. These are kind of weird, but there you go. Out of packaging, he comes in alt mode, and he comes with a little baggie with the standard stuff. His stat card, which I feel like these have gotten thicker. They feel thicker to me for some reason, or maybe I just haven't opened one in a while. Artwork here as opposed to photos. I don't really actually like the artwork on this. I don't know who the artist is, but for some reason it just doesn't scream Skids to me. And then on the back, all the stats and so forth. The instructions are actually quite big. It's like a quadruple fold kind of deal. I mean, pretty standard stuff. You get to see the different views and then how to do the accessories and the transformation. He's very simple, so we're not going to have to do too much work. Hey, Anthony Brown, how's it going? Hey, Polaris. Hey, Wild Bill. G Tony, Baker Jen, Transfan 365. Wow, we got a lot of regulars in here. All right, so yeah, out of here, you just cut the tape, throw the top away. He comes in alt mode, so here he is. And then he just comes with two accessories. I got him from Hasbro Pulse when they did that crazy sale with a bunch of with everything on the site. I don't even remember when it was. I don't even remember if they still do like the exclusive coins and stuff like that, or little accessories. What have they been doing as of late? Pins, I think, or something like that. I didn't get it, but yeah. Hey, Slow DK. Transman says, I was waiting for your review to not open mine. Yeah, that sale was really crazy. Thanks, T-Man. My mod, also my good buddy. He said, click the thumbs up. Appreciate that. But yeah, he only comes with these two accessories. They're basically not even like guns per se, I guess. I mean, I guess they are more like cannons or whatever, but they're not guns in the sense that they're handheld, which is interesting, but also kind of cool. He does come in this nice compact alt mode. His wheels are just plastic wheels, but the deco itself is really nice. It has the nice pinstriping detail along the side, the turbo right around here. The tampos, I mean, this is really small font and really thin lines here, and they look really clean. The Honda logo is nice and very iconic. You got the yellow headlights, the city license plate, the little engine bump with the Autobot logo. All this looks really, really good. On the back here too, Honda. I think it's supposed to say City Turbo. Yeah, I think it says City Turbo. And again, on the back here. On the underside, pretty standard for a carbot. You get the legs and the waist typically. But cleans up pretty well. Nice and compact. Let's see what he weighs really quickly. I've been doing this a lot, mostly with third-party figures, but I figure I might as well be consistent with it. So let's get this to zero out. He is 4.2 ounces or 118 grams. So, as you would expect with a first-party figure, pretty light. I don't think there's any die cast in this figure at all that I can tell, but maybe we'll find some. Comparisons. Oh, where is my streak? Obviously, the alt mode vehicle comparison of choice. Princess says you're gonna have to do reviews every day if you're gonna try to complete my storage finds by 2033. That is true. Oh yeah, yeah. So McLucha G says the black box is probably for consumer product safety commissions. That could be true. Hey Alex B, how's it going? Here he is at a profile view or side view. Again, this is supposed to be a very compact car. I don't know how tall it's supposed to be, but I think it makes sense for the size it is. You can see the back here. The colors are also very consistent, as you can see on the taillights, which is nice. He does have translucent blue windows, which is very interesting. All right. So that's it for alt mode comparisons. I really just don't have anything else. He does have a lot of playability features in alt mode though, so we'll get into those. So first up, you can open the hood, but to do that, you kind of want to pull forward instead of pulling up. You want to kind of maybe crack it open and then pull forward, but it's kind of hard to get a grip on it, so just be careful. Pull it forward and that will allow it to hinge up. You can see all these nice details in here with the engine and transmission. You got wires painted, a little yellow cap of some sort. I mean, it's really quite amazing that the amount of details that they have in this small space. But it does look really nice. Even black here and silver up here. And this is for, you can fold in the side view mirrors, which are on the front of the vehicle, on the hood. But yeah, to get that back down, you kind of want to bring it back down, push it back and down at the same time. The back here is also kind of on a hinge and a sliding joint. It's kind of hard to access. The easiest way I found is to go ahead and use this kind of license plate lights or something like that to just pull up, and then that will give you just enough room to grab a hold of it. And you don't want to just open it straight up. You want to pull it towards the back on a sliding joint, so like that. You can see how it's slid out, and that will give you access to the hinge. You can see the pin sliding joint right there. You can open that up. It does have a weird tab here, and what that's for is for weapon storage. For at least one of the weapons, you use this kind of rectangular tab here and tab it deep into there. You kind of just have to feel around for it. And then the other gun, you just throw in here, and then you close that up. And then again, close it up and then push it towards the front. This car also came with that weird kind of bicycle kind of motorcycle thing, moped kind of thing, and it only came with the, what's it called, his mold mate. I don't even know his name, but the black and silver one. I didn't get that. I wasn't even planning on getting this, but yeah. Oh, hey TNT Neo and Prime. Who else? Hey Memo. I feel like I haven't seen you in a while. Yeah, I'm working hard. Yeah, TM always kills himself with all the reviews. I won't be anywhere close to the amount of videos. Oh, Crosscut. Thanks, Anthony Brown. So yeah, that's the back, and then he has working doors. To work the doors, there's two pegs that go into the back. What you want to do is kind of like pull back on this to crack it open like so. Pull it out. And this is also on a small slider. You can do both sides. There is not a lot of room in here, and there's no seat detail. Where is... I forget. Oh, here's the newer Spike, I guess. The smaller one. You could maybe be able to jam it in here, but I just don't think you can, just because with his legs and everything like that, there's just not a lot of room in here to actually get him. You can get him scrunched in with if you put his feet up on the dashboard. You can get him in there. Maybe he has a autopilot like a Tesla, and he doesn't actually need to be driving. Oh, and I broke his leg. Oh, and I broke his other leg. It's okay. We'll patch him up later. And then the large one looks like it scales better with the actual car itself, but he's definitely not going to fit in here, so I'm not even going to try. All right, and to get it back in, remember you want to push that back on the sliding joint, like so. Lift this up, and then peg those in. But yeah, really nice, fun, compact alt mode here. Oh, Burnout also had I didn't even know that. All right. Prince of Hailing says, always good driving with the feet on the dashboard. Yeah, that's the way to live. All right. Yeah, quick reminder before we keep going with the transformation. There is a poll asking you which MP skids or MP style skids is in your collection, the one you prefer, as well as the live Q&A section where I go ahead and collect all the questions so I can answer them when I take breaks. Like right now, it doesn't look like we have any Q&As right now, but the poll is going on pretty strong, so we're going to leave that and get back to it at the end of the review. All right, so let's get into transformation. Really, the thing you want to do is kind of do what we did with the door. You want to crack that open, pull that out, and then slide that out. Don't try to just open it all the way. You're not going to want to do that. Slide this out, open it up. Same thing with the back. You kind of want to open this up. And this will kind of release this whole roof assembly and the back windshield. And then the whole lower body kind of rotates down like this. These red pieces have indents, which actually lock the arm in place. So you kind of want to pull down on that to release that. And then we'll pull the lower body down. We're going to separate the legs. We're going to want to pull this section up. This is a faux rear of the car. And then you just basically want to extend these three sections. This tabs in at the thigh with a nice satisfying click. This will straighten out, and this will come in, as you can see, and fill in the back of the calf. So he has super big cankles. The one thing I don't like about this is, one, they don't have any painted detail for the rear of the vehicle, and two, it doesn't really tab in. It just kind of sits into place. There's no actual tabs. I don't know why they wouldn't just include some kind of tab here, like tab in. Anyway, it's not bad, I guess, but I think that's a little lazy. This whole foot assembly is on a double hinge that comes down with the wheel and the toe. As you can see, we're going to flip the red toe that tabs into the front. We're going to flip this heel piece out, and then the wheel rotates 180 degrees into the inside of the foot. And that's it. So same thing on this side. Make sure we flip this up, straighten all this out, tab this thigh piece in, straighten this section, close this up, extend the double hinged foot assembly, tab in the toe, flip open the heel, and rotate the wheel in. The last thing you want to do, which is easy to miss, is actually the hips are on, the legs and hips are kind of compacted like this, but they are on double hinges that get you a little bit wider out. So you can hear comparing, it's probably hard to see, but comparing his right, or in this view, the left hip is in as opposed to the right one, which is out. It's very minor, but you can see it work. All right, that's it for the lower body. Now the upper body is pretty easy. We can deal with this whenever, but we can just fold this up for now. We're not going to be able to do much with that for now. Coming to the underside of the car, we want to deal with the arms. So again, make sure that this is extended out, because these elbows basically lock into this red section here, this red abdomen section. And then this is kind of weird. You want to almost like partially rotate this down like this, so these circular sections are shown, and then fold out the arm assembly. It rotates on this hinge here. You want to get the red circles forward. This circular detail piece is on a flap that you open up. and then you collapse this down, and you'll see that this wheel has one small slot or tab slot here. You want to make sure it's rotated around and corresponds to this. Close that up, extend all of the arms, and again, should be facing forward, and just get the bicep rotated the correct way, like so. All right, same thing on the other side. Kind of want to pull it down and rotate it, swing it out. Get this flap open. T-Man said, I haven't touched Skids since I bought him. Does he have an ab crunch? No, he does not have an ab crunch. At least I don't, yeah, he doesn't. Everything locks in, so no, he does not. Rotate this forward. Straighten out the arms. Hey, morning clinical. Thanks for always making it in the morning. All right, and so that's the arm assemblies. And now we're going to deal with the main body. So these sections come up, and you'll see these little pegs here. What you want to do is rotate or position these so there's kind of like a right angle deal going on here, like so. Yeah, he does have a chug transformation. He's very simple. Peg these in here. And then there's tabs that go into the kind of wheel well section here. So, and it's at a kind of an angle, so it's not like straight. You want to have it so that the hood is angled a bit down. And that's it. That's tabbed in. Now we can deal with the backpack and head. You want to rotate this down. That'll give you enough room to scooch the head out. This is actually, I think, in the official transformation faced forward. I just flip it around backwards so you don't see it through the windshield. The one small detail here is that this tab on the lower back goes into this black hinge section, which is interesting. I think they've done that before. I think with like Bumblebee. You just want to make sure that this little nubbin piece, this small little nub, I don't know if you can even see it. It's right here. It's a little nubbin. I think it's like the antenna. You want to make sure that's under the tab. That pushes in like that. So make sure that nubbin is underneath so you don't damage that. And the last thing is to get these windshield side view mirrors in. If you want them out for some reason, like if you wanted to have that kind of look, you can always have that. But as before, just kind of pull up and forward towards the front of the car to open this up. Fold these in, close this up. And with that, we have MP Skids in robot mode. He looks pretty good. I think he does look a little odd in the proportions. He has like what the MP cars typically suffer from, which is like a really wide chest and then like, you know, really skinny limbs and stuff like that, which make him look a little disproportionate. The other thing is that I feel like his head, if you look from the side here, his head sits and neck assemblies sit far back, like it sits almost in line with his butt and his back, as opposed to a little bit more forward. So that makes it look a little bit weird. Let's see. Oh, and then his weapons here, they can work in a couple of different ways. They can work either on the upper side of his forearm, like so, or on the side, like so. And that can work for both of these weapons. They work on the same tabbing mechanism of those two tabs. So they can go on the side or the top. You can even have both of them on one arm. So he's super weaponed up on one arm, like so. Quick 360. He looks really good. Very clean, as you would expect. Like I said, very light. But that's kind of par for the course if you've been collecting the MP cars. Nothing too surprising there. The accuracy of like the front windshield going way above his head, I think, is on point. He does have a lot of bare plastic for a lot of the figure, as opposed to the exterior of the car. Basically, most of the things that are like not exterior to the car are bare plastic. And let's bring in Savant, X-Transbot Savant, as a quick comparison before we do articulation. Savant actually does have an ab crunch, but it's on a pin joint, so it's okay, but it's a little bit looser than I would like. Not as loose as yesterday's review with Cactus. Here, let's scooch this up a bit. But yeah, here's how they look side by side. And I've always had a love-hate relationship with X-Trans. That's some of their figures I think are really good. This is one of the ones that I thought was good enough, and he feels hefty enough. He looks the part. And for me, Skids is not a major character, so I didn't feel the need to upgrade and pay $100 for MP Skids. But I think it was like with the sale, he was like 50 or something bucks. So I said, oh, I'll grab him. But this one has a lot more die cast, a lot more overall paint. I think the details in the alt mode do look a little bit more accurate aside from the engine bump here. It has a shinier metallic flake. But they're about head to head. Let me bring out another official Carbot. And of course, it has to be Streak. This is not the Streak that I showed off earlier. This is, yes, I have 2 streaks. Oh, man. That just goes to show how not well these joints have aged on MP Streak. I didn't even do anything except move him a little bit, and his knees need some work. But obviously, they're built to scale well with the Carbots, and then the required comparison for any MP figure is with MP-44. Oh, no. Sorry, that was my fault. That wasn't his lack of balance. I just pushed him. So yeah, this is how they look. Was there a new I don't even remember with Skids if he had like multiple face sculpts. But you said you had to draw lips on him. T-Man said you had to draw lips on him. Oh, give me a second. I'm gonna look at see if we have any other questions in the Q&A. I don't think I see any. Although I might be messing up a bit because I tried to do a Q&A and pull at the same time. I've never done that before, so the interface looks a little weird. But yeah, this is how they look. If I had to pick one or the other, I guess I would go with the official, but this was definitely a good enough stand-in. And again, depending on what you're looking for, this might be a better figure for you. I think he does have a bit more articulation and again, more heft to him. And depending on how you like the deco, the only thing that a lot of people pointed out with this guy is it looks like he has a face with these these headlights with the vertical eyes. It looks like a cat face, like this mouth here. So if you guys never heard that, now I apologize for never letting you look at Savant the same way again. He has a robot kitty for a chest. Let's get this guy out of the way. We'll get into articulation. So the head is on a, actually, I don't know. I thought it was a ball joint, but it's actually hard to see. And it doesn't feel like you actually get any ball jointedness. So maybe it's just on a swivel here. I'm not sure. Maybe it is. Anyway, he can't really bobble, but he can look a little bit up and a little bit down, and his neck panel for transformation allows you to look up a bit. Not really much down. He's a short guy, so he doesn't have to look down too much, I guess. His wings are hinged here, and again, they can telescope in and out as needed. His shoulders are on friction joints going around, like so, going out and around the kind of iconic look of his circular shoulders. He has bicep swivel, a single jointed elbow bend. His hands are mushroom pegged, rotation, and pretty standard Carbot hands. The only thing is he does actually have an individually molded forefinger, which is always constantly curled and no other joints, but they're all pinned at the base. I guess you could, oh, it looks like this tab came undone. Give me a second, I'm rotating this around to get this tab back in. He does have this transformation joint, so I guess you could use that. I don't know what kind of articulation and poses you would need this for, but sure, he does have that. As T-Man asked before, he does not have an ab crunch because of the way the transformation works. He does have a waist swivel that goes 360. He has T-Man's favorite type of robotic joints where the hips and the hip skirt are one piece and they rotate in together. The downside of this one is you can't rotate back at all. Like, not at all. Not even one click. But forward you can. He has a hidden thigh swivel. His outward leg movement is also very restricted. And even though he's a light figure, you can see that his legs don't hold up at all. I did talk about the double hinged hips that you can collapse if you want him to have a thinner, daintier waist, or pull out as instructed as the official. He does have a nice deep knee bend. And then coming to the foot itself, he has ankle tilts and forward tilt. I guess he has a little bit of back too. And then if you unpeg the toe, you can have the toe come down. I don't know why you would want that. And then the heel has a little bit of, I mean, that's for transformation, but I guess you can probably find a way to use it if you're creative with your posing. Did I miss anything? Shoulders. Oh, yeah, I guess you could also untab this and use this, but again, not really an articulation point. But yeah, that's really it. Very simple. Nothing too crazy. Nothing to cry home about. As good as I expected this to be. But again, this character I don't really care that much about. So I guess the price is still kind of in the new MP Carbot price, around $100 or so. I think that's fair for this guy, I guess, for official figure. I think if you got this as a third-party figure, you would think that it is not worth it. No die cast, and he feels really light. I think there are a lot of third-party masterpiece figures that are around $100, $110, which are better overall. But again, if you like Skids, whether you're a G1 fan or maybe a fan of his bigger story in the IDW comics, this does look the part. But for me, unless you can get him on sale and you already have Savant, I don't know that you need to upgrade. But there are some cheaper, older looking things on this figure too. So it's really up to you. I don't think it's a bad buy, but I don't think it's a great buy either. Cost over $100, really? Oh, some MMC figures don't have die cast and cost over $100. Yeah, but I also say for those, the engineering is way better, right? So like, Navigant and so forth, and First Aid, I think they were like $100, $110, and you would expect third-party figures to be more expensive than official ones, and they're way better figures overall, even without die cast, with the engineering and everything like that. He says, "Come on, at least." Gidoni says, "Come on, at least sell." Yeah. Let me see. What are people saying? Yeah, TM. Hey, TM, how's it going? He said X Transport had a very accurate design compared to this one. Yeah, I think it depends on what you mean by accuracy, but I think, as I mentioned before, I think the alt mode looks a little bit more accurate. Dare says, I'll give X Transport credit for getting to the market first. All right. Hey, Mariana, good seeing you again. Glitching on Violet Pokemon. Yeah, I heard that there's a lot. TM really likes this Takara Skids. I think, again, it's a good figure, but for a character that's so minor to me, I just didn't feel the need to upgrade. If you can get them for less than retail, go ahead and grab them, I suppose. But for me, Savant was more than fine. And like I said, I've had this guy for, what, 6 to 8 months after I got him on sale. And literally just opened them up this week. So it was not a figure that I rushed to open or anything like that. All right, I don't think I see any questions here, unless this Q&A thing is not working correctly. Yeah, I don't know if the interface is not working correctly or not. But yeah, we'll just keep going. Let's get back into robot mode, alt mode, and finish off the review. So the first thing we'll do is actually deal with the backpack. Untab this here. Like I said, I like to tuck in the head, so I rotate this down, rotate this back, flip that down, just kind of straighten all this out. We're gonna unpeg these shoulder pieces, or whatever you want to call them here. Get them down and to the side, like so. They unpeg here. Let's go ahead and deal with the arms. So just make sure these are out of the way. So the arms, we want to untab here, get them kind of bent and closed like this. And then I always forget which way this is supposed to go. Is it supposed to go this way? You want to bend at the wrist here. And then I think it's got to be this way, right? And then you want to position it kind of like this. Wait, something's not right here. Oh, sorry, like this. So you want to have it so that the fist is curled up like so near this circular design piece. And then you want to pull this around. So once you get it tucked in, you want to get this piece up underneath the bumper. I find this a little bit easier if you come from the back and kind of nudge it into place and help it rotate. But you want to get it as tucked up as much as possible. And you'll know you did it right when this part here, the forearm, is kind of 90 degrees. And then you can barely see this section here. Okay, same thing on this side. Untab this, close this up. We're going to rotate the bicep 180. Break the wrist. Go like this. And then we're going to rotate this in like so. Come on. All right, once you're kind of here. Oops, sorry. I probably should have had this a little bit straighter. Come on. Like this, with this piece kind of looking straight at you. Then, once again, you can rotate this so that the circular design goes up underneath the hood. So this is too low. This is not rotated enough. So again, I find it easier just to come in behind and nudge it in a bit. T-Man's probably gonna say, that's what she said. Come in from behind and nudge it in, nudge it into place. Is that what I said? All right, I think that's, for some reason it's kind of uneven, but this should do the trick still. Come on. All right. Now dealing with the legs. Remember to go ahead and collapse the hips down. We'll take these one at a time. First, we'll rotate the wheel out, close up the heel, untab the toe, rotate that around, and then just collapse it in on that double hinge. We want to lift this all the way up. We want to break this thigh tab here. Not break it, but, you know, disconnect it. And you want to tab this into the back section here. And then this will come around and close up, sitting right underneath the roof of the car. So that's it for one leg. Same thing on the other side. Flip over the wheel, close up the heel, close up the toe, collapse all this in. I'm going to bring this down, flip this open, break the knee, get this tabbed into the back like so, close this up, and then we can just tab both halves together. There's a series of tabs, as you would expect. Make sure that this is all the way up. And then this set of hinges will collapse in. Again, the forearms will reside in this cutout where the sides of the body were, like so. You can just tab in the roof and the rear. And as before, just close the door, collapse that in, collapse this in, lift up a little bit, pop these two pegs in, and then we're just doing a little bit cleanup here. And then lastly, we want to get the side view mirrors out. Once again, lift up a little bit, but then pull forward and then lift the rest of the way. Rotate these out. Close this back up while pushing down and back and then down again. And with that, you have MP-53 Skids back in his alt mode. That's it for the review. Quick and easy one. I know these usually go pretty long, but they're usually third-party figures with much more complex transformations. And I usually do a lot more jibber jabber. They're usually a lot more questions, but given how old this figure is, I'm reviewing him years later. I'm not surprised there isn't very much. Mariana said the vehicle isn't very interesting. Bot looks good, but vehicle is meh. Yeah, you gotta be a particular car guy to really enjoy this figure. Hey G Tony, thanks for the $2. I appreciate it. Is there anything I could do for you as far as comparisons? I mean, we're in alt mode now, and I don't have really any vehicle modes. Oh, I'm sorry. I always forget to do this, but I always try to show off all the car bots going into MP-44. So this is for you, G Tony. Thanks for the reminder as well. He slides in just fine to the MP-44 trailer. Mine's super dusty because it just hangs out literally on the ground next to my review area, along with Streak. That's really, what else is there? Oh, King Rouse, thanks for the $4.99. I appreciate it. Weird sticker. I think that's the first time anyone's sent me a sticker like that before. A weird hype hippo. I think it's a hippo. That's cool. I appreciate that. Is there anything I can do for you, King Rouse? Again, I don't have a lot of reviews, alt mode, but if you want to see him standing next to another robot, feel like it. Adrian Lee says, this feels like a throwback to the old Takari Tomy. Simple transformations, real alt world, and very decent bot mode. Yeah, I mean, you're right. So this does look more in line with the MP Streaks, the Lambos before, not Sunstreaker, obviously, but you know, it's less cartoony. It doesn't have like the kind of sky blue kind of windows or anything like that. Very, very detailed. But yeah, that's a good shout out. Night, Kimo. And that is a really great point, because this is the style that I really loved about the MP line when it first started, realistic cars, and then that blending of cartoon and robot. So give me a second. I'm going to bring out Hound just as an example. So Hound, while an excellent figure, definitely doesn't look like a realistic Jeep in a lot of sense. You know, it's this kind of more of a flat green color here, and stuff like that. Very cartoony looking, which again, some people love. I know T-Man really loves that, but I do like the fact that this looks like an actual color and paint that you would see on a real car. Like you wouldn't see this color of the Jeep, right? You'd see that kind of that dark military green and stuff like that. So again, in comparison to MP Streak with his janky knees, you can see much more realistic with the gas cap. Well, these have repro labels, so it's not a really... Oh, I have my other Streak. I don't know why I brought that one out. But yeah, more realistic looking. The only thing that I guess is different is the blue tinted windows. That's the only thing I would say that is a little bit of a departure from the old Takara style, which I grew to love. But yeah, love that. Okay, so we're coming to the end. I'm going to... Hey, Evil Ash, you're late, but that's okay. I mean, I'm late reviewing this figure, so we're both late. Adrian Lee said, why are people saying that the car isn't good? It's a Jeep. Were people expecting a Lambo or something? No, I think they were saying... I was just saying the car doesn't look like a realistic Jeep, right? Like in terms of a lot of surface details that we see in some of the other ones that are super accurate to the car. Yeah, Transpan said, I expected another anime version of Skids, but I guess we didn't. All right, so let me close out the poll. So the poll was asking which masterpiece style Skids was going to be yours for your collection. So the choices I had were MP-53, obviously that we're looking at here, and then the Savant, which we were looking at earlier. I'll bring him out one last time. And let me end the poll real quick. Oddly enough, 69%. Hey, how come I really don't like the interface here because I ended the poll and it doesn't show me like the results. Maybe I have to go back to the live chat. Yeah, oh, okay. It says poll complete. Okay, there we go. It says 69% chose MP-53 Skids, and then 30%, which doesn't add up to 100. I don't know why it happens so often, but it happens very frequently. It doesn't have to add up to 100. But yeah, 69% Skids and 30% for Savant. So thanks for all of you who voted. We're in the chat room, yakking it up, asking questions, like the comments. Yeah, Evil says I haven't liked a masterpiece in a while until Skids. Wow. I mean, I do like them. Like this one I really liked, and I really liked Inferno. He was really good. The transformation was really great. And Grapple, the transformation is really great on that. But again, just stylistically. Hey, Mark Troy, thanks for making it. I know it's 2:40 a.m. in the UK. Have a good night. It says 69% are wrong. All right. Well, I think that's really it for the live. So I'm on my streak. So I actually did 2 reviews already this week, Sunday and today. So I've already met my quota for week 3 of 2023. And I will be back later this week with some guests. I have to schedule it, but it's going to be the first Chatterday of 2023 is going to be about collecting communities. So we'll talk about transforming communities, but also the other communities that the guests are a part of and how they have impacted their lives for the better, for worse. You know, there's a lot of toxic fandoms nowadays. So we definitely will be talking about that. That will be on Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll go ahead and get that scheduled. Thanks to those that donated, appreciate it. It was who was it? G Tony and let me scroll back. Oh, King Rouse, that's right, King Rouse with the hype hippo. So yeah, we'll be back out on Saturday. And then I've already mentioned it before, but I am going to be doing some sales. So I got to just get organized a bit and just figure out how I'm going to do the format. But I'll be doing kind of a live reverse auction sale of some things that I have. So I'll probably post more details in my Discord. So if you're not in my Discord, not a lot goes on. You don't get bombarded with stuff, but it's a cool place to just chat. Especially if you're interested in joining Chatterday as a guest or just participating in some of the idea generation, just hit me up. The Discord link is in the description below. I would say if you need this guy still, go ahead and pick it up from Toy Dojo, but they're sold out, so get them wherever you want. And that's really it for the review. Hope you guys had a great MLK Day for those of us in the US. Otherwise, I hope you guys had a great Monday. Thanks a lot, everyone. Have a good one.